We walked out on yesterday, myself and eight others of my colleagues, in protest of this entire scam, uh, this entire ridiculous, um, racist takeover is what we were calling it. And it's racist because it aims at three African American districts uh, and two Hispanic districts. But we decided that we would not take part in it. So it was a letter sent down from the DOJ that was sent to the Attorney General. It was actually sent to Governor Abbott that identified these three districts, three of them which are in my district, fully or whole or partial. Uh, one on the uh, east side of Houston, and then another one in Dallas. Um, they identified that they wanted these to turn into five. They needed five more additional Republican districts, just like that. It's illegal. It's a violation of civil rights and the Voters' Rights Act. Um, and we decided on yesterday, I decided 2 days before that in the committee hearing that I would not be voting on that. So I didn't vote on it in the committee hearing after giving a very long testimony as to why I wasn't voting on it. And I guess my colleagues saw fit to follow that lead. So eight of us on yesterday, when it hit the floor, we walked out. The bill still passed in the Senate. But thank God to my House colleagues who are here in Chicago, who I've traveled to support them here. They have been strong and steadfast, and they've made sure that they broke quorum in the House so that what I call rigged districting, not redistricting, the rigged districting doesn't move forward. Texas has attempted to suppress votes through redistricting. And for the last 25 years, Texas a lawsuit has been filed on Texas through organizations like LULAC and the NAACP leading the way with NAACP. And their maps have been found to be thrown out of court for the last 25 years, but they continue to attempt to suppress African American votes in the state of Texas. You know, we've had a major growth in Texas since our last census. And that growth is coming on the backs of African Americans and Hispanics. And at the time, we should be widening our voices in the Texas legislature and the Texas Congress because of the growth of African Americans and Latinos. Instead of widening the vote, which means we should have more representation, we have less. You know, we've gone from 4 African Americans, Democratic African Americans, Congress people, and where this map is drawn now, it will leave us with 2. I'm not here to break quorum in the Senate. I'm here to support my House colleagues and tell them to encourage them. They've done a yeoman's job to see if they can stay, how long they can stay out, just to kind of lift them up in spirit. It's my understanding that the House Speaker is going to Sunny Die on Friday and start in the first special session call, and that the governor will be calling for the second special session shortly thereafter, the same day. But the agreement was for my House colleagues, stay out one full session. They've done that. I think I'm not quite sure, but I think it's their intention to start coming back. I'd like for them to stay out. I'm going to be trying to encourage them. We don't have the numbers in the Senate to break quorum. There's only 11 Democratic senators in the Senate in Texas, 19 Republicans. So we don't actually have the numbers to do that, to break quorum. Especially we've got two of our senior members who've done this before, who just refuse to break quorum. I don't see them walking out anytime soon. Um, we all live different lives. We all have all kinds of things going on in our lives. Um, they have experienced. They're both senior members. They've experienced this before, and for whatever reason, um, that we have to respect. We don't have to agree with it, but we have to accept it. And we have to respect it. They've decided they, under no circumstances, will break quorum. So that's where we're stuck in the Senate. But one thing for sure, I can assure you, that these antics is awakening people. It is awakening people not just in Texas but across the country. Um, we've been throughout this process. We've been to Boston. We've got members here in Chicago. We have members in New York. We've got members in Martha's Vineyard and in other places. The country is starting to wake up and realizing what's happening here now in Texas. What's happening in Texas, and we made it very clear that it could be happening in Texas today, but tomorrow it may be your state. Uh, we had 37 different states supporting us in Boston when I made that statement. Um, so the country is starting to wake up. Um, all organizations, such as the religious organizations, fraternities and sororities, the Divine Nine, um, LULAC, and all organizations are now starting to wake up and see that this is a serious moment, that we have to stand, we have to rise, and we have to undoubtedly make sure that we get our people turned out to the voting places, so that they cannot be successful in turning back the hands of time on voters. The Republicans have acted in a very arrogant, a very cocky and conceited manner in the Senate because they know they have the votes. Um, they're acting like little robots being controlled by Donald Trump. This is for Donald Trump's. It was his order to save him for another administration and possibly make him president forever, secure his house, his congressional house. Um, and unfortunately, the leadership of Texas has answered, and they're marching in lockstep to carry out his will. I said earlier last week, I've never seen it so sad in Texas where we have to respond and jump. Our governor of Texas has to say how high when the president of the United States asks him to jump. That's what this is. Okay. The Republicans are falling in line like soldiers, like little soldiers. Um, they aren't thinking for themselves. They're not realizing that it could be us today under a dictatorship like Donald Trump. It can be us today, or with that same dictator, it could be them tomorrow. I'm going to make a personal uh, um, plea. Look, a lot of people don't know this, but in Texas, state legislators, we don't get paid. Okay, this is not supposed to be a full-time job. We all have businesses back home. We have families back home. Okay, we get $600 a month per hour. To give up 6 months every 2 years, that's fine. We all signed on to be elected. That's fine. But to be here for this extended time that we're being here, it's taxing on families, it's taxing on our businesses, it's taxing on our communities because we're not there to inform and help our communities. So I would make a personal plea to all your voters, all your listeners. Please, when election time comes, let's flip the script on them. Let's show them okay, that we understand what they're trying to do. Let's show them by going to the polls. If we're going to fight, let our ballots be our guns. We've got to get as many people as we can to those polls to turn this whole thing around. I don't, I'm still optimistic. I'm still keeping my faith and keeping my fight, but I know the numbers. Okay. And I know the numbers for the Capitol. I know the numbers for the House. I know the numbers for the Senate. And if things go down party lines, if things go down party lines, which in this session, majority of everything has gone down party lines. If things go down party lines, this will become law. But I'm keeping my fight, keeping my faith and keeping my fight.